Never gonna take another photo ever again. Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of my digital decluttering series. Previously, I decluttered my entire MacBook. I went through every file and folder on there, and anything that I didn't need or that didn't bring me joy, I just got rid of. If you haven't watched that video yet, then I will link that here. So if you remember, in the previous video, the final thing that I had to do, although arguably the biggest task that I had to do, was go through the 19,000 photographs that I had in that photos album. And so in this video, the plan is to whittle them down to only photographs that I either need or that bring me joy. Let me show you what that photos folder looked like when I first started decluttering it yesterday. Okay, so if you remember, this is where we left off. This is what my Amazon Drive folder looks like. This is all the stuff that I'm uploading there. I've actually just uploaded these 3 folders here to Amazon Drive, so I'm going to move them to trash. And now it's time to deal with this folder, so let's get to it. So the first thing I did was try and find a joy reference photograph, and by that I just mean a photograph that I know brings me a hell of a lot of joy, and by having that photograph right in front of me, I can then compare every other photograph to it. This is the photograph that I picked. This is of my friend Gio lying on the ground trying to get a shot of me. Essentially, this is a bit of a behind the scenes shot of when we were filming my autumn and anxiety video. And the reason why I love this picture so much is because, well, firstly, look how happy he is. I mean, that makes me happy. But also, I love the commitment that he's got of getting the shot. You know, he's in there lying on the ground, in with the autumnal leaves. And then thirdly, it reminds me of when I was first starting my YouTube channel, and sort of reminiscing about how it's developed since then is really, really cool. And yeah, it brings me a lot of good feelings. So that's why I picked that picture as my joy reference item. At first I just copied it onto my desktop just so I could sort of see it there, but it was so small that it kind of didn't have the impact that I wanted it to. So I ended up just making it my desktop background. That looks awesome. And honestly, that just helped me for the entire process from then on. So I spent about 4 hours yesterday and about sort of 3.5 today going through those photographs. Now, instead of showing you just really kind of boring footage of me just standing at my MacBook going through photographs, I thought I would talk a bit about some of the photos that I'm keeping and also some of the ones that I'm getting rid of. So this is the first one. I was basically on my way back home from Hawaii, and the reason why I love it is kind of the same reason why I love flying my drone. There's just an incredible perspective that you get from up in the air that's impossible to get from anywhere else. And that's partly the reason why I really enjoy flying, is getting that window seat and being able to look out of the window at the clouds, at the passing landscapes, at other planes that are flying past, and it's just incredible. This is a photo of my dad, and I love it. He just looks so cute and so small, bless him. This was taken on a practice walk when he was helping me to train for my 54-kilometer hike last year. And to be honest, I kind of didn't expect him to come on my practice walks, but for some reason he was really up for it, and so we ended up walking a fair way together and talking about all sorts of different things, predominantly about life and finances. Those are our 2 big topics that we talk about. That was a really great opportunity, and it was just a really great day of walking. This is a photo of Kate. I don't know if she'll be too embarrassed for me to put this in, so if this is in the video, then she's given her approval, which is great because I think it's a really awesome picture. I mean, I think she looks really beautiful. It's not the best portrait that I've ever taken of her, but I really like it for its sort of candidness, I suppose. It's a photograph that I took of her quite early on in our relationship, and it kind of just brings back all those feelings of when we first started dating and we started going off and doing things together. This was taken on a train going into London, and yeah, it just brings back really, really nice feelings. So speaking of Kate, this is a photo that she took of me last summer. She was trying out my camera, and I think this one turned out really, really good. And to be honest, any photograph that has sunshine in it, that makes me feel warm, that's always gonna be a winner. So I tend to take more than one photograph of the same thing, just to see if I can get a better shot. I might change the angle, or I might change some of the settings on my camera, and this is a really good example of me doing that. So here, I think I have about 15 different photographs of one coat hook on the side of a seat on a plane. To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen a coat hook on a plane like this before, but also at one point the light was falling really nicely on it and I just couldn't stop taking photographs of it. And so as I went through all my photographs, I picked the one that I liked the best and I got rid of all of the duplicates. So here comes the bad news. After 7.5 hours in total of going through my photographs, I still haven't finished. I am pretty close, however, to the end. I've managed to go through 16,500 photos and reduce those down to 2,824 photos, to be exact, which I'm actually really proud of. And I've only got about 2,500 photographs left to go through, but I just ran out of steam. Decluttering fatigue is a real thing, and even though, particularly when you're doing a digital declutter, you're not physically moving very much, but it's just that constant decision process. Do I want to keep this? Does this bring me joy? Should I get rid of it? It just got to a point where I couldn't look at another photograph and make a clear decision about whether I wanted to keep it or not. So I've decided to call it a day, which I am sorry about. I wanted to get it all done in this video, so I'm sorry that I didn't manage to do that. But I'm going to be kind to myself and I'm going to celebrate my successes by doing the most rewarding thing of this entire process, which is to clear my trash can and then see how much space I've managed to free up on my MacBook. Okay, so this is my trash can at the moment. It has over 8,000 photos in it that I've decluttered, and I'm about to say goodbye to them all, which is amazing. So I'm gonna click this button here. Whew, let's do it. Okay, let's see how much space that's freed up. Hey, look at that. So I've managed to exceed my 500GB target that I set myself in the previous video, which is amazing. That's so cool, and I'm still not quite finished with the photographs, so that total amount of available space will go up, which is just great. That's so cool. And the final thing to show you guys is my prime photos. So this is currently what it looks like with some of the albums that I've started to create, and I'm really enjoying the way that this looks. It looks organised, and so it feels really good, and I know in future if I want to find a photo it's going to be so much easier, and also I can access these photos from anywhere because they're in the cloud now. If you're wondering why I use Prime Photos, then take a watch of my previous video where I go into more detail about it, and if you're interested in trialling Amazon Drive or Prime Photos, then I've linked all the relevant links down below. So that's it. I apologise again for not being able to get through all of my photographs, but more importantly, actually, it's been so nice and actually kind of therapeutic to go through all of my photographs, to relive some of those really lovely memories and share them with you guys, and declutter all of the ones that don't serve me anymore. Some of you have written comments on my previous video to say that you've also begun a digital decluttering process with me, and that's so cool to know that I'm not doing this by myself. So if you haven't already and you've been thinking about it, then I invite you now to do a digital decluttering on your computer, on your tablet, on your phone, whatever it is that you've maybe been putting off. Now's the time to do it. Let me know how that's going for you in the comments below, and as always, the last things to say are thank you so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in a new video next week. Okay, bye.